Last night, Wallace State Community College had a screening of the movie Out of Print and a question and answer session with filmmaker Vivian Romani. The screening was held at the Burrow Center Recital Hall.
Well, we're very excited to be a part of the Southern Circuit Film Festival this year. It's our first year as a part of the festival, and my husband and I actually got to go and pick the films, or serve on the committee that picked the films for this year. So thus far we've had wonderful response, especially from the students and faculty. The first film that we screened was called Fall and Winter. It was sort of an environmental piece. And the last film, we have sort of 3 per semester, so almost 1 per month. The October film was called Mommy, I'm a Bastard, which is a really beautiful film about adoption, and the students just loved it. We're screening Out of Print, which is about sort of the coming of the digital age and the maybe pending extinction of the tangible book, but narrated by Meryl Streep, which is a big deal, and we have the filmmaker on hand, which is very exciting. So, and the good thing about these films is that they're all free to the public.
While the filmmaker was in town, we had a chance to interview her about the film.
Out of Print is looking into how we as individuals and as society are changing while we evolve from the print to the digital media, and how it's changing the entire landscape of the U.S. and the world, actually. The film raises several issues. It talks about the interconnection between the booksellers, the publishers, the writers, the readers, and many others, preservation. How when you see that a bookstore is closing, what does that really mean? What does it mean for the publisher? What does it mean for the reader? So all these issues are interconnected.
Books are the foundation of civilization.
Certainly the book has probably changed us more than any other tool.
But in the digital age, they will soon cease to exist in large part.
Technological changes are transforming the world of words.
We are at a moment where it is possible for anybody who wants to know something to learn as much as can be known by a person now.
And a couple of generations down may not even know what a book is.
The publishing industry has been running scared.
I called my agent and I said, the numbers seem to be going crazy.
There's no way we can compete with Amazon on it or Google.
Google says, well, we're only showing each customer a little snippet. We say, that's baloney.
We have a world of consumers happy to get information, but unwilling to pay for it.
Knowledge belongs to the people.
If people don't get paid, they won't contribute. That's just not so.
They could do a lot more good with a little less savagery.
One thing is clear, that we have a distressingly high rate of illiteracy.
There were so many books, so many different things. Like, I was like, this is terrible. Like, I just want to Google it.
We know that kids are spending much less time in front of books.
Is the experience of sitting down and reading an entire book disappearing?
There's a profoundly anti-democratic effect when people turn their backs on the opportunity to read.
We are absolutely trained to lurch to the next new thing without proper examination of what is being lost.
How does the future for books look to you?
Well, certainly a lot of experts feel that the book is dead as we know it. The good news is it sort of just changed formats. Now the container is not as important as the content. So you could read a full book on anything, on any gadget. But a lot of the bookstores, a lot of the publishers are really seeing that more and more people are moving towards the book, although the statistics doesn't quite support that entirely. There are actually, it's locational almost. If you're traveling, an ebook is much more convenient, of course. If you're in a subway like me, I pick up my iPhone app and I read some books because it's there, it's portable. However, if you're in bed or if you're at home, there is something about the senses of the book that people still prefer. And even children who are digital natives have told me that they actually depending on, it's situational. Depending on situations, they'd rather have a hard copy.
Do you think the book will disappear altogether?
Well, certainly experts seem to feel that way. I think we will have maybe a few revivals here and there. There are a couple of bookstores, independent bookstores, that are actually opening up, but most of them are not. The problem is also cost. You can get, and speed, cost and speed. You can get so much so quickly and so inexpensively by just a push of a button. So yes, it looks like slowly they will disappear. In fact, you know, when I first started thinking about this film, I thought it should be a mystery, like who killed the book. Throughout the ages, everybody's trying to kill the book. You had disease, you had censorship, you had fire, you had decay. So these were the forces, but now it's something totally different. I think the purpose for the film is really to stop and reflect. We are here. We are in the digital age. However, we really need to understand and to teach our future, our children, what it means to have information online. You know, it's fallible. You have to know how it was put in, who put it in, and the amount of information. We need to stop and understand what are we looking for, and most importantly, data collection, information collection, having a question to which we find the answer is exactly that, data collection, information collection. It's wonderful, and the capabilities are enormous. However, we need to differentiate it from knowledge and how we put all these informational tidbits together to create knowledge, the interconnection, the association, and finally, to let the questions come to us, not to have a question to have answered. Those are very different experiences, and I think some that actually influence our entire life individually and as we relate to the world.
In the spring we have, I'm going to refer to my list so that I get the dates right, a film called David, and that's February 13th at 7. Barzan, which is March 13th at 7. And then The Winding Stream, which is about June Carter Cash and Johnny Cash and their families, is April 10th at 9:30 a.m.
And is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, we're just excited. It's been a success so far on Wallace State's campus. Again, the response from our students has been excellent. They've all really enjoyed it. I had a student yesterday ask me when the next film was coming up. So it's on their mind, and they know to look for it now. So, and these are wonderful films, really quality productions, and they're offered free to the public. So it's a really good opportunity to come and see some great work, and also to meet some filmmakers who aren't in our area. It's been a really good experience for the students, especially to just meet some people who are actually out there doing the things that they'd really like to do in their careers. So,
for more information about the Wallace State Film Series, call 256-352-8457.